From the moment I open up my eyes, there's one thing that stays on my mind. The Love Her Show with the duo. You gotta love her, praise her, treat her right. Let your life reflect all the beauty that's inside of you. You gotta love yourself. Let the best of you shine through.
Well,
hey, lovers.
Welcome to episode 6.
Episode 6.
We are Love Her Show with the duo.
Yes, we're so glad to be back and joining you again. So we hope, and of course the feedback has been great, but we still want to get more feedback from all of you. Hope you're enjoying all of our episodes so far.
Mm-hmm. Even all the shenanigans that come along with it.
Yes. We were laughing last time I dropped the cowbell on the floor. I was shaking it
like a
crazy.
banshee. And it felt like that's exactly what she gets for shaking that thing.
Well, welcome everyone. For those of you who don't know, I'm Kelly Fisher.
I'm Tana Gilmore.
And together we're the Matchmaking Duo. So come on in.
Welcome. This is where we share love, life, business, and bliss. So we thank you so much for joining us to our podcast.
Yes.
And look forward to your feedback.
Yes. So we are certified life and relationship coaches. We're professional matchmakers.
We're authors of our book, Relationship Do-Overs, and we're Essence.com contributors.
Yes, we are. So, and of course, we have our new podcast here, The Lover Show. So definitely share with others. Don't keep it to yourself. Share with others and meet us here. So far, it's every Tuesday. So every Tuesday, it'll be loaded, and we want you to take a listen and just fit it into your day. Put it on your calendar. Tuesdays.
Yes. 7 a.m.
Yes.
Share, so you can be riding on
Eastern
the train,
Standard
or you can be
Time.
getting ready for work or whatever. So we've had inboxes all week for the last 2 weeks of people telling us that they've enjoyed it while getting ready for work or on the train, traveling to work, or in their car. And so that just warms our heart. So thank you so very much for listening and subscribing and giving us reviews. We certainly appreciate that.
Yeah, spend time with us on Tuesdays. So today we are tackling the Bliss lane, which I don't think we've done anything on Bliss
yet.
so far. So this is our first one on Bliss. But we're, of course, our podcast, and we envisioned it was more than just love. So we're more than just matchmakers.
Yes,
we're also certified life and relationship coaches. So we have these 4 different topics. So love, life, business, and bliss. And that really makes a whole woman or a whole person.
It does. Absolutely, it does. And so we were thinking about this episode and what we would be able to contribute today. And so we start talking about what makes people happy and what makes us happy. And it's springtime, right?
Yes.
So it is like
first
the first day of
couple
spring.
days of spring.
Absolutely,
yes.
Which is great. And so spring usually brings out the best of everyone. They're gearing up for the summer and they're gearing up for the warm weather. And it usually, it typically changes the behavioral patterns of people. Some people are hermits during the winter. I mean, it's cold. They don't come outside.
Not much
to do.
Yeah.
And so the spring just brings life. And so we started talking about, what makes people happy. And we wanted to bring some life and shed some joy with you all.
Yes, because happiness, as we all know, is so important. So you can have, and that's one of the premises of our business that we realized once we started it, is that you can have all the business success in the world.
All the money.
You can be, as healthy as you want, but not enough money. But I mean, you really need to seek happiness overall, which we've done and we continue to do ourselves too. So we thought, okay, the importance of finding your happy place and just giving you some tips of things that we've learned along the way to that make us happy. And then you can find some things that hopefully resonate with you as well.
Right. And a lot of times, even before, when we take on a new client, and even before we start even discussing matchmaking, if they come to us for matchmaking, some people come to us for life coaching. And we just start talking about the different things that make them, and the different things that make them happy, and the things that make them unhappy. And so collectively, we decided, we'll share some of those things with you.
Yeah.
today.
And even when you think about relationships, we do a workshop a lot of times, sometimes mostly for churches, but for other events as well. But better me makes a better we.
Right.
So when you think about that, a better me makes a better we. So even if you're not in a relationship right now, we still encourage you to find your happy place. If you're in a relationship, if you're married, still, we always need to seek the best version of ourselves, which always is a combination of being happy and bringing joy to yourself and to that relationship.
It's interesting when we were pulling the statistics, it shows that 53% of the world say that they're happy. But what about the other 47%? 40% of people.
Oh, that's not good.
It's not. It's like half.
47% are not happy.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. So we're tackling something that, maybe we haven't taken a minute out to think of, but we're going to think of it today. So I know I started with, when we thought about this topic. So if money were no object, what would you be doing? And that's a coaching question that we ask pretty often. So if money were no object, what would you be doing? So that really when you take money out of it, you really can take that pressure off to think, what are the things that make me happy? So I know my answer, when I thought about it, was, first of all, living abroad. I've always wanted to live abroad, and I still have that picture in my mind. I'll have to take all of you with me when I do go do something abroad. Or I either thought of like doing some mission work in Africa or the Caribbean. I want a home someplace else.
That's
so
right.
Not that I don't appreciate the U.S. I love being an American, but it would just be so nice having someplace either on the beach or giving back to other people. I picture myself surrounded with other women and just helping and encouraging other people. That would make me happy. Being surrounded by classical or jazz music, I can go into a room and just hear music or inspirational music, classical or jazz, and then learning from successful people.
It's interesting
in various areas.
When I come over to Kelly's house, a lot of times if she is just trying to focus and hone in, she'll have her classical music playing, and I'm over here falling asleep. I'm like, what is this playing? But that's her happy place.
Yes.
We each have our own. When she's trying to calm the house down or calm the kids down, she'll have that classical music playing.
I guess it's because I'm a former violinist, but just hearing all those different notes and how it all comes together just calms me completely down. Maybe it reminds me of a spa too. I don't know. But
well, that's good.
That is good.
Yeah, but we each have our own.
Yes.
I think what makes me happy, one of the many things that makes me happy, is I love being around my family. So my family is so important to me.
Yes.
I don't know if I've shared this in previous podcasts. I mean, I know that we have, of course, I'm married of 16 years, but we have a blended family of 5 kids. And so I have 2 biological children, and my husband had 3 children when I met him. And so, but we raised them all. They all live with us. So can you imagine a house full of 5? But now we're empty nesters. So our youngest daughter is, she's a sophomore in college. So it is really different being empty nesters. I mean, it's really different when you're the only 2 at home. So you really have to find your own happiness with just the 2 of you being married and uncover what that looks like and what that is for you. But what really makes me happy is when everybody is in the house. We talk about old times. I'll cook up a fantastic meal. I'm a great cook. I love to cook. So
your karaoke.
My karaoke. Oh, that's absolutely on the list. So we're doing karaoke on some level at every family function.
Karaoke machines starts getting
smoke.
She's sliding it out.
Starts smoking because we use it so much. But that really makes me happy when all the kids. And so now I'm at the point where all of our kids are adults, but they get to bring their families over too, their extended families, and then I have the privilege of having a grandson, y'all. I know I look young, and I know I'm cute, and I don't look old enough to have but I have a grandson, and he will be 3 June 6th, and he is the light of my life, and I finally get it. I know what it feels like to have that. It's a different type of love, I tell you. And I share his pictures, and those of you who follow me on social media, on Facebook, they thought he was mine because I share he has more pictures of himself on there than I do of me. But I share them with everybody. When I get him, I send him to Kelly.
He's so cute.
He is adorable.
And he loves music too.
He's going to be, he's already a genius. And he's a guitar player, and he's bilingual. And he lives in Germany, by the way. So anyway, but those are the things that make me happy. Some of the many.
I would also say, being surrounded by positive people. So I think at this stage in my life, I've realized, and my pastor always says, when you get to a certain point in life, you realize who needs a seat in row A and who needs a seat back in Z. So in those seats, they change all the time. But I think having authentic relationships, where you can be yourself. I know most of my friends I've had since, high school or college. Tana, I think I met you right after college. So, I've had really long, authentic relationships. And some are shared interests, and some, we have differences that we can celebrate each other, and we can get a different perspective. So it's always fun to have positive relationships. So I would say, even if you don't have positive relationships around you, it's something that you can seek. We always say, there's a meetup group in your area, get
Definitely.
some things that you enjoy doing, and then you can just find people who like to do the same things that you do, or are rowing the same way, as we always say, and that will help you to get, more into a happy space.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I think, and also, speaking about faith, so I think for me, I'm in a bad place when I'm not aligned with God. So it's not a good time in my house. It's not a good time between our business.
No.
Between our friendship. We're not in a good place. So I think that it's very important when we have to be in line with God and what it is that He wants us to do and our purpose with Him. And so when I find myself becoming disconnected, I have to regroup and refocus. And so sometimes that means taking a seat back. Sometimes it means, clearing my social calendar to spend more time with Him. And sometimes it means just clearing certain people out of my life that don't really need to be there.
Right.
And so you need to ring the bell.
Yep. Is she telling me to ring the bell? I want you all to write in and say, enough, Tana. You need to ring your bell.
I crack myself up. But yeah, sometimes, we just need to do a social enema and remove some of these people out of your life that don't need to be there.
Delete,
and
block.
They're not making you happy.
It's negativity. We want you to seek peace and happiness. So people who are bringing you down, people every time you want to do something or you bring a exciting thing to them or you want to share something, they all of a sudden give you 5 reasons why you can't. Those people need to be back in row Z.
Oh, yeah. Well, they're not even in my Z.
Well, they don't even need, they don't even need to be in your space, but you need to push them back slowly but surely. Delete, block, and really have only authentic relationships around you. And it's okay and I've realized too, it's okay that not everyone around you have to, share your deepest, darkest secrets.
No, you can't.
No.
It's not even for everybody to know or hear.
No, some people you just want to meet and go to the spa. Okay?
Don't even talk about it.
Yeah, just meet and go get your nails done or something. Something that you can just relax and you have one thing in common, but you don't have to share your deepest, darkest secrets.
It's not
but they're rowing the same way.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So that's interesting because, it's not for everybody to know. And people serve different purposes in your life.
They do, yeah.
And they change. So keep in mind. So when you start feeling disconnected and unhappy, you might need to, reevaluate your friend circle.
Definitely. And it's interesting, too, because I put in our book, Relationship Do-Overs, after my divorce. Most of you know, or maybe you don't know, I was married for about 10 years, and we have 3 beautiful daughters. But we realized that the relationship just was not working. We tried and tried, but we were at different places. But I put in my book that after our divorce, I had that question asked to me. So, Kelly, what do you like to do? And it was at that point that I'd lost it. I mean, that was really like an aha moment for me. I had no clue what I like to do because I had thrown myself into this relationship. I had thrown myself into, my kids and trying to be there for everyone and, doing everything for everyone. And I really lost myself. So one thing I would encourage everyone to do, something I've had to do and continue to do, is find hobbies. So when you're talking about finding your happy place, what are some of your hobbies? What are things that even if you don't do it today, what are things that you would love to do? So I always said that I'm a tennis pro. Now, I probably had about 5 lessons in that. But I consider myself a tennis pro.
Girl. Yes, you are.
Tana and I went to play tennis one day, and I mean, there were more of the tennis balls that went over the gate than anything.
It was more like softball.
It was. And the instructor was so patient. She was like, oh, no, that's okay. We'll get it later.
I was like, we felt so bad. Those tennis balls were in the woods.
They were.
We were like, do we have to pay for those?
Over the gate.
Because it was like 20 of them.
But I'm a tennis pro
in the brush.
in my head, okay? I want to play golf as well. I keep saying I'm going to play golf. Traveling the world and anywhere, I think I have that on the website too, anywhere where there is a beach. So where my toes are in the sand, I am happy.
Yes, definitely.
So find some hobbies.
And I would say, so in my spare time, things that make me happy, I have a love-hate relationship with running, and I'm sure my running buddies would agree to this. So, I don't like it when I do it alone. So that's why I need to do it with a group of friends, because I need accountability. So if my friends call and they say, you know, we're going to run at this specific time and this day, I have an appointment because, of course, I'm structured, but I have an appointment and I'll be there because I gave you my word and I said I would. So it's like an appointment to me. So I'll do it, but just getting there is painstaking. But once I get through mile 2 or 3, I'm usually good. It's like, I've won the mental battle and I can keep going. But so running is good for me. It helps me. Usually it's just my time to focus and think about some of the things that I need to be doing, or some of the things I like to meditate, and it's my intimate moment with God. And so that's good for me. Again, I like to cook. I don't do it as much as I used to, but I love it. So when I do cook, I love eating. Well, we both love eating. We love a great restaurant.
Yes, we love a great.
That makes us happy.
I was going to say that does make us happy.
That makes us happy. We will find a great restaurant. We will find,
and we will say, let's celebrate. Anytime,
we celebrate anything. Any little victory, we are celebrating.
We have to go and eat
great meal.
We check that off. Let's celebrate. Actually, this is episode 6.
We're going to celebrate. Celebrate. 6 weeks of podcasting. Celebrate.
What can we have?
SCP is like, you all celebrate way too much.
Yes, we need to celebrate on a smaller scale, but that goes without saying. But yeah, so even if you have some hobbies, and I was saying also, thinking earlier, so even traveling. So if it's something that you like to do, so I subscribe to, what's the magazine? Condé Nast, I believe. So I mean, it takes my mind to places that, even though I'm not able to go to all these places right now, I might open my email and I'll see, oh, wow, there's this beautiful resort here, or this is great place. And it just gets my mind in the framework of saying, well, okay, well, I can't go now, but these are places that I would love to go on my bucket list. So it just keeps you going. And I know, Tana, you were talking about running, so also being healthy and fit. So I wouldn't say that everyone needs to be a size 2. I don't think everybody is even built to be a size 2.
I know I'm not.
But I think I'm happiest when I feel healthy and fit. I mean, I can be running upstairs depending on, what time of year it is, especially the winter
season,
when I haven't done a thing, and I'm out of breath.
Yes.
Clothes aren't fitting, and that doesn't make me happy. I don't know about you, but so I think seeking at least to be healthy and fit, whatever that is for you. It could be a size, 12, it could be a size 18, but whatever it is that, where you feel your optimal health.
Yeah, I know.
Would definitely be a happy place.
I definitely feel better when I'm in shape, or when I'm training for something. That's usually when I'm in my best shape.
You have more energy.
Yeah,
you wake up and you have more vigor and excitement.
Absolutely, more zest and zeal. So I'm very happy when I'm training. Usually because I'm in a better place, and like I said, my clothes are fitting, and so you feel more confident. And I think that anytime you can feel more confident that you are in a much better place. For me, traveling is a big. I mean, it's a bit big for both of us. I mean,
oh my gosh.
if you can read, I travel a lot. If you can read on the website, I probably have visited, I don't know, about 42 out of the 50 states and then all over, all over the world, all over the country, many different, countries, and which I'm certainly blessed and fortunate. But that makes me happy because, to me, money's great, but I value experiences. Right?
Me too.
Experiences.
She's looking over at my bell.
I value creating memories and creating experiences. I stated earlier, so my family, my friends are extremely important to me. When I can spend time with them and share those memories that we can laugh about and take pictures and revisit later on, I mean, that makes me smile.
Oh, yeah. And learning about new cultures.
I love
it's
new
so
food.
Nice to learn about what other people do in the world. So not just your, one little area. So learning that, oh, wow, you do that this way, or oh, this is your favorite food, and we can try that too. So as we said, we love to eat, so that's the first place we're looking for.
And I was thinking about it too. I was going through, my phone recently crashed and I had to recover all of the photos, and I was going through them last night, and I was like, oh my God, this is my sister and we were in Paris. She was studying abroad, and I was visiting her in Paris, and I was like, this was so amazing. I mean, a lot of people never get those experiences, so I'm so grateful that I've had the opportunity to travel there and just to, share in those memories. So we'll have those memories together forever.
Yeah, and even, I mean, for you, if you're able to go, even if you're not able to go to Paris tomorrow, I mean, if you can just go one state over, we say just go visit someplace you've never been. You can go, one state, a couple states over, get in your car, get on a train, and just explore.
You know, it's interesting. When I was 26 years old, that was, of course, only a couple years ago.
Of course.
But so when I was 26 years old, I started a tradition for myself. So I was a single mom at the time of my 2 boys, and my family would take them, and I would get in my car and I would drive until I got tired. And so a couple of years, one day, and that's, again, I'm originally from Chicago, so I would end up in Michigan, and I would stay there maybe by the lake, or a couple of times I would go to Indianapolis or Lexington, Kentucky, whatever it was. But I just decided that, I'm going to just start doing some things for me, and I was going to take a risk and not be afraid to just get in my car and drive somewhere, and just wherever I end up, that's where I'm going to stay. I'm going to visit and get a hotel and just enjoy that other city. So you don't have to get on a plane if you can't afford to at the moment. You can certainly, again, like Kelly said, go to the next city or stay over and just enjoy that state, because trust me, it's different from where you are now. There's so many people who have never been outside of their city or state.
Oh, yeah. And the great thing is now, I mean, we have the internet. So people are looking for people to travel with. So one of the things that will hold people back a lot of times is they don't have anyone to travel with. Sometimes the singles, all of your friends have gotten married and they're not able to travel, or they have kids, or you have a relationship where your husband or spouse doesn't mind you traveling, and maybe you do something with your friends, but your other friends aren't able to. So don't let that hold you back. Find a group of people that are always on the internet that are travel clubs or travel groups, or it's actually socially acceptable to go on your own now, which I don't know that it was as much years ago, but now it's nothing to see one person at the beach, or doing a tour group by themselves. It's nothing. So
I would do it in a minute.
Oh, definitely. And you meet great people. So the next thing is shedding past hurts. That is so super important, and something that I had to do myself.
Yeah,
so even being divorced, it was a lot, just feeling that I had failed. I'm an A personality, so I want to win at everything, so everyone had come to this big wedding. We have, 3 kids together, and I want to win. But it doesn't always work out that way. So whether you're divorced, whether you just can't seem to get your relationships right, we want you to just shed past hurt. So whatever that takes, whether it's getting a counselor. I know for me, I pretty much laid out on the altar and cried myself silly for probably about 6 to 8 months. But we want you to just not be afraid of getting vulnerable. Because a lot of times, we'll put it in this box and think that nobody sees it. But have you ever been around someone that is carrying a whole lot of things and they think that you can't see it?
Yeah, you can see it.
You can see it. They're like angry, bitter Betty.
Yep.
And it's not attractive. And we want you to be able to free all of that. So just being free, I feel probably about 50 pounds lighter, just letting it go. So don't put it someplace else. Let it go. Don't be afraid to tackle it.
Also, another thing that would help with that is forgiveness. So, forgiving someone who may have hurt you, forgiving someone that you may be holding an ought against, or whatever it may be, but allowing yourself to forgive, it frees you like never before. You would not know how freeing that really is. And you talk about the weight being lifted. I know for me, I had to forgive a lot of people that have hurt me over the years, some friends, some family members. And, I just decided that, I am what matters here.
Right.
I am important. I matter to me. And if I can't be happy, I can't make anyone else happy. And there are too many people dependent on me. My family depends on me. People that we help depend on me. And I'm no good for them if I can't be good to myself and for myself.
Right.
So I had to free myself and forgive some of the people that may have hurt me in the past and release it and it be done and not think about it another day.
Right. That might mean writing a letter. That might mean hiring a coach. That might mean, hiring a counselor to get some therapy. It might mean surrounding yourself with positive people. And it might even mean that you need to go and apologize to someone.
That's right. How many times have you apologized to
Yes.
someone that you may have hurt. A lot of times it's woe is me.
And
right?
that's rough.
It is rough.
That's rough to
It
do
is
when you
rough.
have to go back. But that might be part of the problem, too, to have to free yourself. And I know
Yes.
Tana and I both had to do that, in past relationships, and just going back to say, you know what, I'm sorry for what I contributed.
Absolutely.
And that's hard to do, but I can tell you on the other side,
it is
so
freeing.
you are
It is.
free.
I talked about it before, I think on episode, 2 or 3 or so, the 2-year separation with my husband. I'm the one that went back to him. I had to really take responsibility to my contribution to the failed marriage while we were separated. And once I did that, I felt released whether we were going to get back together or not, because I know that I did everything that I possibly could and to get the marriage back together. So even if he said no, we're going our separate ways, I was okay with that, knowing that I tried. And so, and I asked for forgiveness, and I fessed up and owned up to my responsibility. So we encourage you all to do that.
Definitely. And I wanted to say also, so even for forgiveness, when you know that you've arrived is when you can say, free and clear, I wish him well.
Yes, or I wish them well.
Or I wish them well. Yes. So in relationships or whatever it might be. So if you can honestly say, and you don't have anything else left in your heart, and you can say, you know what, I wish them completely well. If they, make it from here to the sky, to the moon and back, and they are so successful, I'm so happy for them.
Right.
So when you're there, oh my goodness.
How many of you can say that?
Yes.
Or how many of you can pray for them?
Oh, I've done that too.
Ooh.
Oh my. You talk about tiptoeing through the tulip.
Tiptoeing with your
my
finger up
goodness.
like, ooh.
I think my pastor told me that one time. Well, have you prayed for?
Are you crazy?
Are
No.
you kidding me? But wow, the first time I did pray, oh my gosh, I felt so free. And then as you start to pray even more and more, because this is the father of my children. Why would I not want him to be successful?
Exactly. Why would you
Really?
want to
So it has nothing to do with
deprive
me.
them of that.
Right. So when you remove yourself, and I'm not even important. It's really more about, okay, the relationship didn't work, but what can I do? Just praying for him. Please, Lord, bless him, keep him healthy, keep him strong, help him be successful, because that helps our kids to be more successful. Oh my goodness. I felt like, $1 million. Now, the first one was hard. Don't let me fool you.
Yeah,
but as you start to do it more, it's definitely gets you to the point where you want to be.
So, that's amazing. So, yes, great. And then I think for me, also, it would be giving back. I remember I was in a difficult place, probably, a year ago. And sometimes when you're going through an empty nest syndrome or whatever that is, when your life is different than from what it once was, you feel the need to do something else. And so Kelly and I both give back to different organizations. And I know that she was like, well, have you mentored in a while? And at the time I had not. And I was like, I haven't. And so I started mentoring to teenage mothers for unwed teens. And so for those of you who don't know, I was a teenage mother. I had my son who's now 28, and I had him at 17. And so, I decided that my gift was to give back to other teen moms who, I want them to know that this is just a bump in the road for them. This is not where they're going to end up. And I want them to supersede and surpass me. But I want them to know that I was once in their shoes, and that you can continue your life, and you can go on to college, and you can do the things that make you happy, and you can own a business, and you can be a published author, and you can write for a national publication magazine, and you can do all those things. So don't let anyone tell you can't. So that was important to me, to give back to something that mattered to me, and it made me feel good, as well as helping teenagers.
Oh yeah,
pregnant teens.
That was great. And I think for me too, since I moved to Charlotte, I was not expecting to be a single parent, so that was a whole new place for me. When you have children, you usually, when you have them, you're thinking, okay, we're all going to be together, this happy family. And sometimes along the way, it just doesn't work out. So I run a solo parent group at my church. So it doesn't mean that I have all the answers, but I do bring everyone together, and we talk about different points of how we can move forward, how we can support each other. And again, giving back has been great, not just for me and not for the people who come, but just to help move us along, month after month. What can we do to help each other on this journey? So definitely giving back, I would agree. The last thing I would say, too, is just seeking to give and receive love freely.
Definitely.
So after, relationships haven't worked out, or whether it's divorce, or, whether you've been hurt with a family member, sometimes it's really hard. You clam up and you don't want to give love. Yeah. You don't want to receive love. But I think we would encourage you to just do whatever it takes to get back to the point where you can give and receive love freely. And that's so important to being happy.
It is.
So whether it's getting a new circle, whether it's giving new people a chance on a small level, just give them a try. And it's not about them. It's about you. So it doesn't matter how they respond. You want to continue to give people that opportunity. Just to say that I'm just still being open. I'm still being transparent. And I'm going to be vulnerable. It doesn't matter how you respond. I'm going to keep on trying and keep on trying and develop this circle around myself who's worthy of my vulnerability.
Because it's about you. It really is. It's about you. And I think, so in summary, I think that we would say, don't sacrifice your own happiness for someone else. I mean, really, it really... it takes you to be happy with yourself, because you can't love, if you don't love yourself, you can't love anyone else.
That's so true.
You cannot love anyone else. And so we want you to be the best you can be. So again, the better me makes a better we.
Yes.
So again, we thank you so much.
Thank you. And we want you to tell us what you think about this. What have you done? What's one thing, as the coaches in us, what's one thing that you can do differently starting this very moment to seek your own happiness? We want to hear it.
So please, you can tweet us
definitely
at Matchmaking Duo. You can send us a note on Facebook, the Matchmaking Duo, Instagram. Send us a note. Let us know.
What's one thing, just one thing you're going to do to seek more happiness. So we thank you so much. And I think Tana mentioned our website is thematchmakingduo.com, and all of our Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. You can find us either at Matchmaking Duo or The Matchmaking Duo.
Please subscribe to our podcast and share it with your friends and your family and your own social media followers. We want to get the word out there. We hope that this has blessed your life.
Yes.
It certainly has blessed ours, just to be able to share with you openly.
Okay. So, happy people.
Thank you.
Thank you, lovers. Bye. Have a great day.
Have a great day.
Bye-bye.